right. Happy Monday, musicians. It is a beginning of a new musical week, and we're going to have a lot of fun making some new music. So I hope you had a fantastic weekend and you're ready to learn and grow on our musicianship skills. So as we always like to begin class, we want to sing our song, I'm Going to Shine. If today is your first day to the class, welcome. And the song is very easy, so I can't wait for you to sing it along with me, all right? So let's get started. Sounded amazing singing on today. So welcome to music. Now, the question that I have for you all today, so get your thinking brains on, wake your brains up with songs, so now your brain should be wide awake. So the question that I have for you all today, tell me what makes a song a great song. All right, listen one more time. What makes a song a great song? All right, I'll tell you my answer, and you all type your answer in the bottom of the chat of the video, okay? So, to me, what makes a great song, I like a good beat. If a song has a good beat and it's catchy, I'm also for it. And then most important thing I like to listen for are the lyrics. If the song has a good message, I really like the song. So those are two things I think that makes up a great song. So I can't wait to hear what your answers are of what you think makes up a great song. Once you have typed your answer in, go take a quick dance break and then hurry right on back because we got a lot of things to do today. All right, so tell Miss McFerrin what you think makes a great song, and then take a quick dance break, come back, and then we're going to get started with our day. All right? All right, so boys and girls, later on this week, we are going to play a vocabulary game. You will either get a email link from Miss McFerrin so you'll be able to access the game, or it may be something paper if all fails. But hopefully the email link will work and we'll be able to play the game together online. Okay, so what you see before you is a chart, and this is the picture of the words that I'm going to be giving you. You may write this down, or if you want to memorize it, you can go back and watch the video over and over again so you can make sure you get a perfect score on the game. So we're going to get started. The first word is called treble clef. The treble clef is this sign that is here, okay? That is your treble clef. On the back of my card, the definition, it says a symbol that wraps around the G line at the beginning of the staff, okay? So the treble clef is on the second line, which is in the treble, clef, the second line, which reads G. So what I want you to remember for treble clef is it is the G line, okay? So just remember that and you'll be all right learning what the treble clef is, okay? This is the picture of it. This is the word. This is what I want you to remember. Treble clef is the G line. Awesome. We good to go on? Sorry. We're good to go on. All right. Bass clef. Bass clef is up here. It looks like an ear. Some people may think it is an ear, but it's the bass clef, okay? And the bass clef, I want you to remember, the bass clef is the F below middle C on the fourth line of the staff in the bass clef, okay? So what I want you to remember for bass clef is the F. The F clef, okay? This is the picture, what bass clef looks like. This is the word, and this is what I want you to remember. Bass clef is for F, all right? Same thing for treble clef. This is our treble clef, and it is the G line, okay? Treble clef is G line, bass clef is F line. Treble clef and bass clef, okay? Let's go on. The next one is whole notes. This picture right here is the whole note. It looks like an O. And the whole note, okay? Whole note gets 4 beats, all right? The definition states a note that is equal to 4 quarter notes or 2 half notes. So it gets 4 beats. You clap on 1, as we've previously learned before. You clap on 1, and then you hold the note for 3 additional counts. So hold, 2, 3, 4, okay? And that is our whole note, okay? I'll show you the picture again. This is the whole note, and it's for 4 counts. This is our treble clef and our bass clef, okay? So remember, treble clef is the G clef, and bass clef is the F clef. All right, almost the second to last card. This is the half note, and this picture right here is the half note. That is what the half note looks like. So the half note, it is half the time of our whole note. So we know that our whole note, it gets 4 beats. Half of that will give us 2. And the definition states a musical note having half the time of the whole note, okay? So our half note, remember, it gets 2. Our whole note, it gets 4. 2 for the half note and 4 for the whole note. And our final definition that we're going to learn about this week is the quarter notes, all right? The quarter note, and this is our quarter note up here. And it kind of looks like the half note, but the only difference is it's shaded in, all right? So always remember, half notes. Get my card down. Half note, it's not shaded in. Quarter note, it is shaded in. And our quarter note, it gets 1 beat, okay? So the definition states a note that has 1/4 the value of the whole note. So our quarter note is just 1 beat. Now, make sure that you study and you remember these definitions, because when we play our game this week, I expect to see some perfect scores of the game, all right? So good job. You now know some few vocabulary words that are pertaining to music. So you did an awesome job doing it. And we will review over it again tomorrow so that we can be prepared for our game later on this week. All right? Good job. Now, go take a quick dance break and come right on back, because we're going to learn some facts about our musician of the day, which is Louis Armstrong. So go take you a quick dance break and then hurry right on back so we can get into our facts information about Louis Armstrong. All right, musicians. So our musician of the day that we're studying is Louis Armstrong. So what you see is a picture of him with his trumpet. And I'm just going to tell you a quick couple of facts about him. So Louis Armstrong, his nickname is Satchmo. And he was a famous trumpeter, a band leader, and a singer soloist. So the song that you're hearing in the background is one of my favorite songs. It's called What a Wonderful World. But I'll tell you more of other songs that he did as well. He began playing the trumpet at the age of 11. He was sent to a all-boys home due to behavior problems. So to help curb his behavior, his mom sent him there. And in this all-boys home, that's where he learned to play music and learned to love music as well. During his lifetime in 1936, he was the first African-American jazz musician to be featured in a major Hollywood movie. A couple of other songs along with What a Wonderful World that he's famous for. A Kiss to Build a Dream On, and another song called I Got Ideas. And finally, for Louis Armstrong, he has traveled all over the world. So places like Europe, Africa, and Asia. So I hope these facts give you more information about Louis Armstrong, and you may want to go and hear some songs by him on your own. So again, this is Louis Armstrong, aka Satchmo. All right, boys and girls. So our last activity was a lot of fun. We are now at the end of our class, but we like to end class with a story. So today's story is a special story. It's a true story about Eric Vasquez, his grandmother, and how they both had a love for music. So this story is called Grandma's Records by Eric Vasquez. All right. Every year after the last day of school, I pack my suitcase with my cool summer clothes, my favorite toys, and a sketchbook. Then my dog Daisy and I were off to Grandma's apartment in El Barrio. Because my parents worked, Grandma's apartment was my summer home. From the time my parents dropped me off until the day they picked me up, Grandma wrapped me in her world of music. Sometimes when she played a record, we would dance together. Other times she would dance alone and tell me her stories about growing up in Puerto Rico. When Grandma played a merengue from the Dominican Republic, her hips would sway from side to side. As her favorite salsa record played, she'd say, "Just listen to that conga," while she played an imaginary drum. Grandma liked all types of music, but one record was very special to her. Whenever she played it, she would put her hand over her heart and close her eyes as she sang along. When it was over, Grandma would sometimes sit quietly thinking about Grandpa and the old days in Satura's, her hometown. Sometimes, Grandma said, a song can say everything that is in your heart as if it was written just for you. My favorite days were the ones when Grandma would tell me, "You pick the records today." No matter what I would choose, Grandma would say, "I always like your selection." Sometimes I would sneak in Grandma's special song just to watch her put her hand over her heart and sing. Then she'll ask, "Como tú sabes?" How did you know? If it was too hot outside, I'll spend hours looking through all Grandma's album covers. I'll pick out my favorites and make sketches of the art. As I drew, I could see the records coming to life and the band performing right there in Grandma's living room. Grandma never went to any nightclubs to see her favorite bands perform. She was happy just to stay home with me and listen to her sketchy records. But Satrice was home to hundreds of musicians, and she knew a lot of the people who played on the records. Grandma's nephew Sammy played percussion in Raphael's Cordero's band. the best band in Puerto Rico. One day when the band was in town, Sammy brought over Corio and the band's lead singer, Ishmael Riviere, for a surprise visit. Home-cooked meals were hard to come by on the road, and they couldn't pass up the chance to taste Grandma's famous orzo con gatas, rice and pigeon peas. While eating dessert, Sammy had another surprise for Grandma. 2 tickets to the band's first New York concert and her brand new record, which wasn't even in the stores yet. I raced over to the record player, thrilled to be the first New Yorker to hear their latest music. The next day, Grandma and I spent all day shopping for clothes to wear. She even made me get a haircut. Oh, it's a beautiful picture. And there he is with his grandma getting ready to go into the concert. The theater was all the way up in the Bronx. We took the subway there, and Grandma was nervous during the whole ride. When we got to the theater, we walked past the long line of people and went right inside because of our special tickets. The theater was bigger than all the movie theaters I had ever gone to. The band made a spectacular entrance. Suddenly, the theater went dark. Tiny lights glittered and the loud siren filled the air. I heard Grandma gasp, "Oh, Dios mío, oh my God." She thought something was wrong. The darkened stage seemed to fill with people running back and forth in confusion. Next, everything went dark again, and a loud and steady conga beat began. Boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop. Then the lights came on with a loud boom, and the band began to play the song, Elena's Candy. That's a nice picture of the band. Grandma and I were surprised at how different the music sounded live. The musicians made familiar songs sound fresh by adding new musical phrases and words. Before the last song began, Ishmael said, "This one goes out to Carmen," and he pointed to Grandma as he sang her special song. I looked at her as she put her hand over her heart, raised the other hand, closed her eyes, and began to sing along. Ishmael was singing to my grandma. Then I looked around and realized that everyone in the theater had their hands over their hearts too. After the show, we went backstage. I asked Ishmael how he knew about Grandma's song. He explained that the song was about coming to a new country and having to leave those loved behind. People put their hands over their hearts to show that their hearts remained in Puerto Rico. Even though they may be far away, now I understood why Grandma's song was special to so many people. Over the next days and weeks, Grandma and I put on our own shows imitating Corio's band. Grandma wished such a special night had been captured in a recording so that she could listen to it again and again. But even then, I knew that a concert is so special because it leaves you with the memory of a magical moment in time. As I got older, I started bringing over my own records to play for Grandma. Brazilian music, jazz, and even rap. She loved listening to it all. Even now, when I'm playing CDs in my studio, I imagine I'm back in Grandma's living room and she turns to me and say, "You be the DJ today." As I work, Grandma's special song surrounds me. And this is a song where he titled Grandma's special song in Spanish and in English. I am only going to read the English translation. My Spanish is not that good, but I'll do the English. In my old San Juan, I grew up with so many dreams. My first illusions and anxieties about love are all soulful memories. One evening, I left for this foreign land. It was destiny's will, but my heart remained by the seashore of my old San Juan. Goodbye, beloved Mercure. Goodbye, my pearl of the sea. I'm leaving, but someday I will return to look for my love, to dream once again in my old San Juan. But time passed and destiny erased my homesickness, and I could not return to the San Juan that I loved, little piece of my native land. My hair has turned white as my life slowly fades. Death seems to call, and I don't want to die separated from you. Puerto Rico of my soul. And that is the end. And this back here is just a little facts about the Rafael Corio, the singer, and then the Ishmael, the artist. Ishmael, the leader of the band, and then Sammy, who was the percussionist of the band. So that's just some little facts about the musicians of the Rafael Corio band. Okay, that is the end of our story. I so enjoyed it. It's called Grandma's Record. And until next time, friends, I hope to see you all on tomorrow, and we'll read a new story and make some more music. You all have a fantastic Monday.